right, so let's go right back to the very beginning. There've been lots of things written about you growing up homeless in Wythenshawe and various things. So you were born in
64.
Okay, you were born in 64.
Mine's in Salford.
Okay, what kind of house did you grow up in?
It was... there was houses that was built, made into an estate for the Salford slum clearance. When it was clearing all the slums of Salford and putting people in council houses that was just freshly been built in the late 50s. So it was a council estate, and everybody had come from Salford, at the middle of Salford, to a place called Little Hulton, where it used to be farmland, and they built all these huge estates for the Salford overspill. And my grandparents got a house there, and I was born in that house on Coniston Avenue.
You were actually born at home?
Yeah.
Was that like a planned... Because that was pretty radical in those days to be born at home.
Well, my mum had Shaun at home as well, same house. We were both born in the same house.
Why did she decide to have you at home?
I have no idea. I don't know.
We need to ask her, don't we?
We need to ask her, yeah. We'll make sure that's the first question.
Well, in those days, they didn't let fathers at the birth. And Derek wanted to be there with both of them. And I absolutely horrified my mother. No, I'm not having that, she said, unless you come to my house and have them. So we had our own house near Bolton. My mum lived in Little Hulton at the time before she moved here. And so nearly 3 weeks before they were both born, we went and stayed at my mother's, so Derek could be at the birth of both of them.
That's pretty radical, though, for the 60s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, everyone else had babies in hospitals in those days.
Yeah, you had to go into hospital, but I suppose it was pretty kind of radical.
Yeah. So you were living with your parents and your grandparents when you were born?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I'm learning things too. I really didn't know that. Right.
Yeah, all on Coniston Avenue in a little 3-bedroom house.
And was it a nice house?
It was a lovely house, yeah. It was brand new. They'd just been built. They'd come out of the slums of Salford into this brand new house with a garden at the front and a garden at the back. And it was... and it had running hot water with a bathroom. Wow.
What's your earliest memory?
I have an early memory of lying on the couch with my dad, and I must have been 5 years old, and we was watching Batman and Robin. We was watching Batman, and after Batman had finished, it was the news, and the news played Penny Lane by the Beatles and shown a video, and I remember that.
Wow.
I remember seeing Penny Lane and Batman on the same night.
Tell us a bit about your parents.
Yeah.
Back in those days.
Back in those days, my mum always worked as a infant school teacher for 5-year-olds. She had when he first got to school at the age of 4, 5. She had the class for the newcomers.
Right.
And she went through a whole career doing that.
So all through the days, the Mondays, all through you growing up, your mum was working?
She was working, yeah.
Okay. And what about your dad?
My dad, my grandfather got him a job on the papers, newspapers. I think it was the Daily Express, which was in Ancoats in Manchester. So my dad was working there when I was born.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he went on to work at the post office, is that right?
Then he went, he had a couple of other jobs in between, working at a print works, doing printing ink for the newspapers. But he eventually ended up at the post office when I was about 8, 9, something like that. And he was there until the day we said to him, pack your job in, Dan, come with us.
Yeah. Didn't he also have a fish and chip shop?
Don't mention the chip shop.
Anything that could go wrong did go wrong.
The first day in, Derek pulled the cash drawer out and broke his foot.
The freezer broke, so all the fish went bad.
The woman gave us a number to phone if anything went wrong with the fridge. I phoned this number the man had been dead 5 years that serviced it.
It was an end terrace. The house was an end terrace, so there's a big gable end wall. People used to kick the ball at it. And he looked out the window one day, so he was kicking the ball, and the ball went straight through and into glass in his eyes, and another disaster.
Then, after that, he'd not shut the door properly on the potato machine that peeled the potatoes, and the door flew open. There was a big stone in that looked like a potato and hit Derek in the eye, and he had a big black eye and a big bruise.
And then he went out to, one day he went out to do the potatoes to make them into chips and got stung by a wasp and collapsed on the floor and turned green. He was allergic to wasp stings.
Oh, wow.
So they just about got him to hospital in time before he died of... Before he died of a wasp sting. Wow. I think that was the final straw. It just like put it up for sale, and like that's when he went. That's when he went to the post office.
Okay.